Hi everyone, it's Dr. Anne-Marie Clark from SPIN. Thanks for joining me. Today, as mentioned in our last video, I want to discuss with you a strategy called a functional behavior assessment, or an FBA. FBAs are done within the context of applied behavior analysis in order to try to really understand a child's behavior. As I mentioned last time, functional behavior assessment rests on the premise that all behavior serves a function. This is really key when we look at the principles of applied behavior analysis. And when we say that all behavior serves a function, what that means is that the child is trying to do one of two things with his or her behavior. They're trying to gain something, such as a preferred object or a preferred activity, some kind of tangible item. They're trying to gain the attention of an adult or a friend, or they're trying to avoid something. And those could be the same things. We're trying to avoid something that's non-preferred to the child. Maybe there's a sensory experience or a particular object that's really distressing to the child, so they're trying to avoid it. Or they're trying to avoid a particular task that an adult or another friend is trying to ask them to do. Or they're trying to avoid some kind of sensory stimulation that is really aversive to them. So again, the function of a behavior could be to gain something or to avoid something. And when we use a functional behavior assessment, or an FBA, that is a very systematic method of collecting data that helps a behavior analyst understand the function of the behavior. It results in us hypothesizing or taking a good scientific guess. That's what a hypothesis is. A good scientific guess that's based on data about what the function of that behavior is for the child. So for example, if a child is having a tantrum, what the behavior analyst is going to try to do is to look at when that behavior occurs and when it doesn't occur, because both of those things are really important in terms of what we call setting events. That's what's happening in the environment around the behavior when that behavior occurs. Is the child in a loud, noisy environment like a gym or a cafeteria? Is he or she being asked to do something in math class and they really don't like math class, for example? Is the parent asking them to put on a particular object of clothing that he or she doesn't like? So that will constitute the setting event. That's one of the first pieces that the behavior analyst is going to try to look at to understand the function of the child's behavior. And then he or she is going to break down the behavior, observe the behavior, and collect the data systematically to look at what comes, for example, right before the tantrum, which is called the antecedent, and what comes after the tantrum, which is called the consequence. And the next time that we post a video, what I want to do is talk a little bit about antecedents and consequences and help you understand the reinforcement chain that goes along with the functional behavior assessments, so that you can start to break down and think about your child's behavior in terms of discrete or separate pieces of information. What comes before the behavior, what happens during the behavior when it's occurring, and then what happens after the behavior. Don't forget, if you have questions about these topics or other areas related to autism, please submit them by clicking on the link below, and we'll answer them in future postings as we keep pace with autism.